Let's talk about a single day. One day that completely redrew the map of India. We're diving into the first battle of Panipat. This wasn't just some clash that ended a dynasty. Nope, this was the day the incredible Mughal Empire was born. So let's see exactly how it all went down.
It all really boils down to this one kind of crazy question, right? How on earth did an invading army outnumbered more than 4-1 not just hold on, but score a complete crushing victory? That's the puzzle we're going to solve together. I mean, just look at these numbers. It's a total mismatch. You've got Babur's small, tight-knit force on one side, and on the other, the gigantic army of Sultan Ibrahim Lodi. On paper, this whole thing should have been over in a couple of hours, right? But the real story, the key to this incredible upset, wasn't about the size of the army at all. See, the real imbalance, the secret sauce to this whole battle, was all about technology and strategy. This wasn't just a fight between two armies. It was more like a collision between two totally different eras of warfare. Okay, so here's the breakdown. Babur brought something totally new to the game in India: gunpowder. At a time when most armies on the subcontinent had never even seen firearms, he shows up with light cannons and matchlock muskets. Lodi, on the other hand, was banking on what had always worked: traditional strength. We're talking 1,000 war elephants and massive head-on charges. And there you have it. The stage is set. It's not just man versus man. It's a new, modern military machine powered by gunpowder going up against an old world of pure brute force.
So you're probably asking, how on earth did Babur expect to survive this? Well, with pure, unadulterated genius. He didn't just plan to fight. He planned to build a fortress right there on the battlefield, a fortress perfectly designed for his secret weapons. His first move was this brilliant thing called the Araba. He basically took around 700 carts, chained them all together with leather ropes, and bam, he's got a makeshift wall. Behind this wall, he tucked away his most precious assets, his cannons and his musketeers, keeping them safe from Lodi's huge cavalry charge. But here's the thing, defense was only half the plan. The real killer blow was something called the Tulugma. This was a classic Mongol tactic, straight out of their playbook. He'd use his super-fast cavalry, split them in two, and have them just sweep around the enemy to attack from both sides and the rear. Total chaos.
So let's just run through this master plan, step by step. First, you build your Araba wall. Second, you hide your big guns behind it. Third, you tempt the enemy to charge in and get all tangled up. And fourth, right when they're stuck and confused, you unleash the Tulugma from the sides. It was a perfect, deadly trap. And then, the day arrives. April 21st, 1526. The two armies are facing each other on the plains of Panipat, and Babur's incredible plan is about to be put to the ultimate test. And the battle? It unfolded almost exactly how Babur had drawn it up. Lodi's forces charge forward with everything they've got, but they just slam into the Araba wall and grind to a halt. As they're all bunched up, Babur's cannons and guns open fire, turning the area into a kill zone. And at that exact moment, his cavalry swoops in, executing the Tulugma, surrounding and just crushing Lodi's army. By the afternoon, it was all over. You have to just imagine this scene for a second. The elephants, right? Lodi's pride and joy, his ultimate weapon of terror. They had never heard anything like the roar of cannons before. The sound, the smoke, it just drove them completely mad. They turned around in a panic and started trampling their own soldiers. Lodi's greatest strength had become his absolute worst nightmare. The result was, well, it was devastating. By noon, more than 20,000 of Lodi's soldiers were dead. Sultan Ibrahim Lodi himself was killed in the chaos. It was a brutal but staggeringly effective win for Babur's strategy. So what happens after a victory that total? It wasn't just a battle won. It was an entire world changed. In the aftermath of that one day's fighting, a brand new empire was born. The fallout was immediate, and it was huge. The Delhi Sultanate, which had been around for centuries, gone. The Lodi dynasty, wiped out. Babur marched straight into Delhi and Agra, declared himself the new ruler, and just like that, the Mughal Empire was founded. And this right here is why Panipat matters so much. This was way more than just one king beating another. It was a revolution. It completely changed the game for warfare in India. It proved once and for all that the future wouldn't be won by having the most men, but by having the best tech and the smartest tactics. And that victory wasn't just some flash in the pan, nope. The empire that was born on this day, it would go on to rule for more than 200 years, becoming one of the most powerful and influential in the entire world. And what a legacy it was. The Mughals didn't just rule, they transformed India. They brought in new ways of running a government, and their influence shaped everything from arts and culture to, of course, the absolutely breathtaking architecture you can still see all across the subcontinent today. So let me leave you with this one last thought. Just take a second and imagine, what if Babur's cannons had misfired that day? What if his nerve had failed? How different would the art, the borders, the entire history of a subcontinent look today? That single day at Panipat, it really, truly changed everything.